General Hospital will reveal Cynthia Watros and Maura West are not just two talented actresses but also share a unique connection behind the scenes of General Hospital. When discussing their approach to filming scenes together, Watros revealed a surprising fact: the two never rehearse beforehand but prefer to keep everything cold. This means that when they step into a scene, they have no prior knowledge of how the other will deliver their lines, express emotions, or react. This unpredictability not only enhances the authenticity of their performances but also makes every scene between them more intense and captivating. However, is this approach truly the secret to maintaining a strong friendship, or is their raw and unfiltered method of acting actually fueling underlying tensions between them? In Port Charles, Ava Jerome, Maura West's character, was once an outcast, but she has since clawed her way back into a position of influence. She has a new romantic entanglement with Rick, has become a confidant to Portia during the Drew blackmail scandal, and, perhaps most intriguingly, has rekindled her unlikely friendship with Nina, played by Cynthia Watros. While their relationship on screen has gone through dramatic highs and lows, the real drama may be unfolding behind the scenes. Cynthia Watros has expressed admiration for Maura West, stating that they share similar acting instincts, particularly when portraying emotional conflicts. "We can play it two ways, either screaming at each other or sinking into deep hurt," Watros once said. This dynamic makes every scene between Nina and Ava riveting, but it also raises an interesting question: is their on-screen chemistry a reflection of a deeper, more complicated off-screen relationship? According to an insider from the set, tensions between the two actresses have been simmering for some time. While they maintain professionalism, there have been occasions when the atmosphere on set became noticeably strained. Crew members have allegedly witnessed moments where, after a particularly heated scene, the two actresses would avoid interaction with one another. Some speculate that this tension might stem from their differing perspectives on character development or even a silent rivalry regarding screen time and storyline prominence. The situation escalated further when the General Hospital writers introduced a new strain on Ava and Nina's friendship. When Ava secretly plotted to get closer to Sunny for her own benefit, Nina felt deeply betrayed. The resulting confrontation scene between them was one of the most emotionally charged moments on the show. Interestingly, a production source noted that this scene required minimal retakes. Both actresses delivered flawlessly, but the intensity felt too real. Could it be that the emotions were not entirely fictional? In a recent interview, Cynthia Watros emphasized her support for preserving Ava and Nina's friendship but admitted that some moments were difficult to navigate. She suggested that their contrasting interpretations of their characters sometimes led to friction, making it challenging to maintain a seamless working relationship. This raises the question: has their decision to forego rehearsals inadvertently contributed to the strain between them? Rumors suggest that part of their off-screen tension may be rooted in the power dynamics of their characters' arcs. Some insiders claim that Maura West was displeased when Ava was written into a financially vulnerable position, having to rely on Nina for help. She reportedly felt that this weakened Ava's typically strong and independent persona. Meanwhile, Cynthia Watros saw this development as an opportunity for Nina to assert herself after enduring numerous setbacks. This supposed clash of opinions may have led to passive-aggressive moments between them, further intensifying their already complex dynamic. Despite any potential backstage drama, their on-screen partnership remains electrifying. Nina and Ava's interactions continue to be some of the most compelling moments on General Hospital, leaving audiences eager to see what happens next. But perhaps the bigger mystery lies beyond the show. Can Cynthia Watros and Maura West overcome whatever tensions may exist between them? One thing is certain: whether on-screen or off, their relationship is filled with intrigue, passion, and the kind of drama that keeps everyone talking. Ava Jerome, portrayed by Maura West, was once the outcast of Port Charles, but times have changed, and she has now carved out a solid place for herself, especially with her new relationship with Rick. She has also become a confidant to Portia, who turns to her for advice, particularly as Portia grapples with Drew's blackmail situation. Despite their turbulent history, Ava and Nina have managed to rebuild their friendship, something that Cynthia Watros, who plays Nina, has expressed great enthusiasm for. However, as the stakes in their storylines have escalated and their characters' conflicts have grown more intense, whispers from behind the scenes suggest that the tension may not be entirely fictional. According to sources close to the production, the growing friction between Ava and Nina on screen has coincided with an increasingly uneasy atmosphere on set. While both West and Watros are known for their professionalism, some insiders claim that the raw emotions of their scenes have spilled over into real life, creating an air of discomfort between them. Their decision to avoid rehearsing in advance, an approach that fosters unpredictability and realism in their performances, has allegedly contributed to moments of palpable strain when their characters clash. One particularly heated moment arose when Ava's hidden agenda regarding Sunny was exposed, leaving Nina feeling betrayed. The confrontation that followed was one of the most gripping exchanges between the two characters, but behind the scenes, it was reportedly accompanied by a level of tension that lingered long after the cameras stopped rolling. Some crew members noted that following these emotionally charged scenes, both actresses seemed to retreat into their own spaces, opting not to engage in the usual post-scene camaraderie. Adding fuel to the speculation, there have been murmurs that Maura West has not been entirely pleased with certain story developments, particularly those that put Ava in a vulnerable position, such as her reliance on Nina for financial help. Some say she believes this undermines Ava's independent and calculating nature, a trait that has defined her character for years. On the other hand, Watros is reportedly embracing Nina's newfound assertiveness, seeing it as a necessary evolution after everything her character has endured. While no public statements have been made about any real-life friction between the two, there's no denying that their on-screen interactions have taken on a level of intensity that suggests something deeper may be at play. Whether the rumored behind-the-scenes drama is simply the result of their immersive acting methods or indicative of a more complex relationship between the actresses, one thing is certain: both Maura West and Cynthia Watros are delivering some of the most gripping performances General Hospital has seen in years. The real question is, will Ava and Nina's rekindled friendship survive the turmoil ahead, and, perhaps more intriguingly, will West and Watros manage to keep the lines between fiction and reality from blurring too much? Cynthia Watros once shared that she and Maura West have an uncanny similarity in their acting styles, so much so that they can take a scene in two completely opposite directions, either full-blown, fiery shouting matches or deeply vulnerable and emotionally raw confrontations. It's this very dynamic that makes Nina and Ava's interactions so electric on screen, yet it may also be the very thing that makes their real-life working relationship so fragile. A behind-the-scenes source revealed that tensions have occasionally boiled over, particularly after particularly intense scenes. They don't rehearse, and while that can create amazing television, it can also create some serious tension when emotions run high, the insider claimed. There have reportedly been occasions where the emotions didn't shut off once the cameras stopped rolling. One particularly dramatic moment was said to have occurred after filming a scene where Nina confronted Ava about her secret manipulations regarding Sunny. According to whispers from the set, Maura West, visibly unsettled, walked off the set immediately after filming concluded, skipping the usual post-scene discussions with the director and crew. While no official confirmation of a feud has been made, those close to the production have noticed signs of discomfort. Cynthia has a very intense energy when she performs, she's fully in it, one crew member noted. And Maura is the same way, but sometimes their energies clash instead of complementing each other. In a moment of candid reflection, Watros allegedly told a colleague after one particularly heated shoot, "Maura is phenomenal, but damn, she doesn't hold back. There are moments where I don't know if I'm reacting as Nina or just trying to hold my own against her. It's exhilarating but exhausting." Meanwhile, West has her own take on their interactions. During a casual conversation with another cast member, she was overheard saying, "I love working with Cynthia, but sometimes it feels like a battle of wills. We both refuse to pull our punches, and sometimes that means things get a little intense." Rumors of behind-the-scenes friction only grew when a separate incident was reported. A dramatic scene between Nina and Ava, where Ava lashed out in desperation, was shot in a single take, an impressive feat, but one that left an undeniable chill in the air afterward. A production assistant recalled, neither of them spoke for a solid 10 minutes after. It was like they needed to reset, like they were both still processing what had just happened. It was eerie. While some might view their off-screen tension as problematic, others argue that it's precisely this friction that makes their on-screen relationship so compelling. "There's a fire between them that you just can't fake," a General Hospital writer remarked. "Whether they love each other, hate each other, or both, it's working." But the question remains, can Maura West and Cynthia Watros continue to channel their complex dynamic into powerful performances without letting it spiral into something more destructive behind the scenes? Or is their passionate, no-holds-barred approach to acting destined to push them to the breaking point? One thing is certain, whatever is brewing between them, it's making General Hospital appointment television. These tensions became even more complicated when General Hospital's storyline put Nina and Ava's friendship to the test. When Ava secretly plotted to pull Sunny closer to her for her own benefit, Nina felt an overwhelming sense of betrayal. This led to some of the most emotionally charged scenes between them, where both characters were forced to confront the painful truth about their friendship. But what's truly fascinating is that the emotions displayed on screen seem to extend beyond the script. Several members of the production team have hinted that the real-life tension between Cynthia Watros and Maura West may have seeped into their performances, blurring the lines between acting and reality. There were days on set when the air between them was thick, a source from the crew revealed. "We couldn't tell if they were still in character or if there was some real frustration underneath it all." One such moment reportedly took place during a particularly heated confrontation scene, where Nina confronted Ava over her deception. The scene was scripted to be intense, but according to insiders, the way Watros and West delivered their lines felt almost too raw, too personal. There was a moment when Cynthia leaned in just a little too close, her voice shaking with something that wasn't just acting, the insider continued. And Maura? She didn't back down. She fired right back with this look in her eyes like she wasn't just playing Ava, she was sending a message. After the director yelled, "Cut," the room fell into an uneasy silence. Crew members later recalled how the two actresses walked away from each other without a word, something that was unusual even after the most difficult scenes. Normally, after a scene like that, they'd shake it off, maybe make a joke, a crew member noted. But that day, they didn't even make eye contact. Tensions reportedly escalated in later scenes as well, particularly when Maura West had to play Ava in a moment of vulnerability, something she had allegedly expressed hesitation about behind the scenes. Sources claim that she wasn't thrilled with Ava appearing weak and needing Nina's financial support, feeling that it stripped away some of the strength and independence that had defined her character for years. Meanwhile, Watros fully embraced the shift in power dynamics, believing that Nina's growth deserved to be recognized. One insider even recounted a moment where West was overheard muttering after a take, "If Ava needed help, she'd find her own way. She doesn't beg." Meanwhile, Watros reportedly responded under her breath, "Well, maybe it's time she learns." Though subtle, this exchange only fueled speculation that the on-screen rivalry was becoming all too real. According to insider reports, heated discussions took place over the direction of their arcs, with disagreement surfacing about which character should hold more power in their dynamic. Rumors have circulated that Maura West was less than pleased with the way the script positioned Ava in a weaker state, needing Nina's financial help. Ava Jerome has always been a survivor. "She doesn't ask for handouts," a source close to the production claimed West had said in frustration. West reportedly believed that this direction undermined Ava's self-sufficiency and resilience, traits that had defined her character for years. On the other hand, Cynthia Watros saw Nina's actions as justified and necessary for her own character's growth. After everything Nina had endured, from being cut out of Sunny's life to her business troubles, Watros felt it was time for her character to be portrayed as a force to be reckoned with. Nina has been through hell and back, Watros reportedly said during an internal discussion. She deserves to have moments where she isn't the one suffering. Why shouldn't she be in a position of power for once? There have been murmurs from the production team that certain moments on set have felt particularly strained, especially after filming high-stakes emotional confrontations. One source noted that there have been occasions where, after delivering an intense scene, both actresses would immediately retreat to opposite sides of the set, barely acknowledging each other. They're professionals, absolutely, but you can tell when there's an energy shift, the source shared. Some days, it's just another day at work. Other days, you can sense that there's something unspoken lingering between them. Despite any real-life friction, there's no denying that Watros and West bring out the best in each other when the cameras start rolling. Their ability to push each other in scenes, sometimes to the point of discomfort, creates a level of realism that keeps audiences glued to their screens. But does that intensity come at a price? Another insider revealed that while neither actress has publicly addressed any off-screen tension, there have been moments where their interactions felt more like controlled restraint rather than friendly camaraderie. They both care deeply about their craft, and they both want their characters to be strong, compelling, and respected. When that vision doesn't align, things can get complicated, the source explained. And that's precisely what makes this situation so intriguing. While the drama between Nina and Ava unfolds on screen, an entirely different narrative seems to be playing out behind the scenes. The stakes are high, both in the fictional world of Port Charles and in the reality of the General Hospital set. Will Watros and West find a way to navigate their creative differences, or will the tension continue to build? One thing is for certain, whether on camera or in real life, Cynthia Watros and Maura West know how to deliver powerful, emotionally charged performances. And sometimes, that passion spills over in ways no one expects. Whether their relationship remains the respectful, albeit intense, collaboration or takes a turn into something more turbulent remains to be seen. But for now, their undeniable chemistry, both dramatic and unpredictable, is keeping General Hospital at the center of soap opera buzz.